All right, everybody, welcome to Zen Studios. Today we have something different on the bench. We have our first contact, USS Enterprise NCC-1701-E. As you can see, the box is completely empty. Why is that? Well, if I put the box on the floor, here she is. Construction has been completed. Everything is all wired up. Looking really, really good. But what we're going to do now, if I put that to one side for the moment, is we're going to be doing the Aztecing. Now, Aztec mask design does have a masking set for this, so you can do your decals with paint. I couldn't do that because I was doing the vintage version of this kit, which is molded in gray, not white. So I had to drill out all the windows, so doing all of that paint wasn't really feasible. So I have these sets of decals. So there's 4 pages for the panels, and then they also give you all of your lifeboats and for the impulse engine and your warp nacelles in case you're not going to light this. I did light mine. I'll try and show that to you real quick. So I got these off of Etsy. They were about $25. So we'll see how they go. I have already tested some clear coats with these Bassard collectors because I wasn't going to be using them. These came off really, really well, so we'll see about the bigger ones. We'll figure that out together. They do give you a placement guide, which tells you where all of these go. It's really, really small, but it is pretty self-explanatory as to where all these are supposed to go. Since I was doing a vintage kit, I could not use the decals that come with it because they got stuck to the plastic. If you've done any of the newer models from round 2, you will have noticed that they put them in their own sleeve with a piece of paper on them, so that doesn't happen anymore. So I had to get replacement decals from Gus Snipes over at Decals, who a lot of you probably know who Gus is. Let's get these out. And so these have all my registry. What I'm not sure of yet is Gus's decals for the lifeboats have a more white and red sort of color scheme to them, and the ones with my Aztecing are the tan. I'm not entirely sure which ones I'm going to use. I think these are more screen accurate than Gus's are, but I think that it's possible that Gus's could pop a little bit more coming off of the model. So we'll go ahead and we'll see that, but all of the registries I'll be using the decals. Okay, so the registries are going to start later. So we're going to do all of the Aztecing. We're going to clear coat the ship again, and then we are going to go ahead and do the registries and all the lifeboats on top of that, whichever one we choose to do. Let me see if I can go ahead and light this up for you. It's not plugged into power or anything, so I'm having to fog it up. Oh, there it was for a second. There we go. So you can kind of see it. We have beacons and navigation lights and The nacelles are lit up. So that's ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to start working on these decals. This is going to go along for a while. I invite you to skip around, put me on double speed, or whatever you feel like doing. I know this is going to be dull and boring for a lot of you, but I've been struggling with how to get this channel started, um, and I've come to the conclusion that if I don't put anything on film, I'm just never gonna put anything on film. So I'm just gonna get these going, put the camera on, and let it run, and then we'll see where we get from there. So here we go. Now, I am not an expert modeler. I don't claim to be. I'm learning and trying to get better. But a couple of supplies for your water slide decals. You're going to need, obviously, a bowl of water. I am going to be using my Excel hobby knife with a brand new number 11 blade so we can cut these decals out. I'm going to be using micro set to make sure these decals stick down. And I'm going to be using my micro sole to soften them and give them that painted on look. All of these products are available at your local hobby store, or you can get them from Amazon. A special shout out to our friends over at CultTVMan. Steve is where I got this vintage kit from. It has been a whole bunch of fun putting this kit together. I did this kit when I was a kid. And being able to come back to it and give it all the love that I couldn't before when I was a lot younger has been really, really fun. So I think we're just going to dive into it. And my idea is to go from the center out. So we're going to start with these and see how they go down. Bring it over here. Incidentally, I do have a gloss coat on here to help the decals lay down a lot better. So we're going to work on one sheet at a time. So we're going to do the saucer first. All right, well, let's dive in. Now, custom decals are not cut to the print. They're just printed, and then there's one large piece of decal film that goes over the top of them. So you need to make sure that you cut them as close as you can. Just so you're not using too much decal film. Let's go ahead and we're going to get started with this piece, which is going to go down right here. Just like that. And you always want to dry fit your decals before you put them on. There's our first decal on the ship. Not a bad start. I'm really happy with that. I don't think I mentioned before that HDA Model Works sells a set of these decals as well. But they have more of a gray coloring to them, especially these sections. And I went with these because these are black. And I really like the black aspect of this color scheme that I'm going for. Especially coming off of this insignia white that I used as my base color. It's really gonna, I think it's really gonna look great. Alright, and I'll keep going on this for a little bit. and we'll come back. Alright, so there's that section finished. I've noticed with these decals, you really only need about 10 or 15 seconds in the water. Put it on your paper towel like that. Slides right off. And take a cotton bud. Squeegee out as much water as you can. Exactly where you want it. That's pretty good. Microsol. When you put microsol on, it will move around again. That's okay. You can always just move it back. Like that. We'll leave that one to dry. This one next. you have any good tunes to put on, I wouldn't hate you if you did. Alright, as you can see, this is coming along really, really nicely. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to try and get this bridge dome on. This is a really, really small decal going over a complex curve. So let's see how we get on with this. And of course, when you're doing decals, you have to try and make sure that you don't mess up what you already have on. Come on, get off of there. There we go. Lift that up so you can see what that one looks like. Put some microsol on this bad boy. Make sure that sucks down onto that curve. Perfect. We're going to do these stripes next. Pull that one off. Now we'll go ahead and we'll trim this down a little bit more. There. There. Should be good enough. We're going to want to be careful with these guys. These are going to want to curl under like crazy. So put it in the water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's all you need. Let me see if I can pull this to the middle a little more. that's on the paper towel. You grab the micro set. This one's going to be the port side one. These decals actually are going on really, really well, especially considering they're aftermarket. Go. And that looks about perfect to me. So now we'll grab our microsol. The microsol is a great product. It's going to do a really nice job of sucking these decals down. Making it look like I painted them. That. Now we'll grab the other one. Like we did with the last one, we'll trim it a little more. That should be good enough. Move this over. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Micro set. If I'm being honest, these decals are the quickest releasing decals from the backing paper that I have ever used. Oops. It's literally just 10, count to 10 in the water, set it aside, and then it's ready to go on your model. There you can see the entire inside is now Aztec. Looking really good. Now we're going to get to some of the ones I really like, which are these black ones. It's one of my favorite parts of the color scheme of this ship. And part of the reason why this one is my favorite Enterprise of them all. These black ones are also on the Enterprise F if you've played Star Trek Online or seen the final season of Star Trek Picard. She makes her appearance in there. That's not a spoiler. It was all over the trailers for the season. So. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Enough. Oops. Just dumped over my microsol. Don't do that. There's our first black one. That looks great. So let me clean up my microsol mess. We'll be back. Okay, we're getting ready to put the last of the black decals onto the port side. Look at that. Slides right off. Wow. Check that out. Absolutely incredible. And now we get to move to the starboard side and do it all again. Alright. So there's this completed. I'm going to keep going on this top saucer. And we'll go ahead and we'll let these dry and get all happy. And we'll clear coat them and get them going on the registry. But I think this looks really, really good. Thanks for watching Zen Studios. Please remember to like and subscribe. And we will go ahead and we will see you next time.